So people often like to ask me about my weird experiences with girls, and since something too sexual is going to get flagged, let's just stick with stories of me betaing it up instead to make it funny since people tend to like this story anyway. So a story about my first kiss or my first blue balls. So this is a story about baby Clayton. You got to remember at one point in my life before I became quotation marks popular with girls, I was very unpopular. Beat up at the bus stop every day, rocks thrown at my head, girls telling me I was ugly in front of the whole class, laughing at me, kind of unpopular, right? And then in a very quick span, I guess I grew up and I became very popular with girls. But we won't share those stories for now. So let's talk about the silly stories. So I just got a job at Kroger, okay? I got kicked out of school, got a job at Kroger. I was just becoming, again, quotation marks, cool. Although most kids wanted to work inside, bagging or the bottle room specifically because people would just get drunk in there. And then if ever a boss came in, they would just break a beer bottle and say it was someone else. I was actually fine with doing carts all day. And no one else wanted to be outside like that. But, I could get a workout in, walking all day. I was fine being by myself. I got to think to myself. I got to get a tan. And since I was fast, I got to take a lot of breaks since they kind of just left me to my own devices, right? As long as the lot never got too full, I could do whatever the fuck I wanted, right? Take as many breaks, right? So generally speaking, I stayed to myself and I ignored the girls for the most part, besides some here or there conversations, right? So one day I was taking a break, waiting for the lot to fill up, thinking about some nerd stuff, and all of a sudden I saw a girl start to walk up to me, right? It was the fucking hottest girl at the whole store, right? She had just started working there. Let me tell you, 14, 15-year-old Clayton was busting all kinds of nuts to this girl. She was really fucking hot, dude. But, I was still too shy to ever talk to her, so I never did, right? So she came up to me and she said something like, you're the only guy here who hasn't talked to me yet, and I want to know why. And I was just like, well, I don't know. I just didn't have anything to say, right? And she was like, yeah, it's really weird because every other guy is always talking about my DSL all the time, but you won't even talk to me. And I gave her this weird look, and I thought to myself, what the hell is DSL? Like her dish satellite network? And so I was like, why the fuck does anyone care about that? And she was like, no, Clayton, my dick sucking lips, right? And she gave me this really sexy look. Now, if you don't know, one of the only things I'm biased towards in my life when it comes to girls is nice lips, right? And let me tell you, this girl did have some nice lips, right? So we just sort of like stared at each other awkwardly for a bit. And she was like, so yeah, we should like hang out sometime. And I'm like, yeah, right? So we did some sort of bullshit flirting on and off, at least the best that I could do, being the beta dude that I was, right? Basically, I was just busting nuts on myself at home, right? So, besides this, though, before we continue the story, you have to realize at this time at Kroger, there was this one dude specifically who did not like me, right? His name was Church Boy. He would always come up to me and ask me how I got so popular, and it made no sense because he was so popular at his church and he had more friends on his instant messenger than me, and something must be wrong, right? This dude was always talking to me about this fucking bullshit. So one day, me and my crush, we're talking, and she asked me if I had ever kissed anyone yet, right? And she told me it was really fun and I should try it. And I was like, no, I haven't, right? And she was like, it's awesome. We should go do it, right? And so we ran away. We took a break and we went outside, right? Little did we know. No. As soon as we got alone, ran out of the store, took our break, Church Boy came running up and came up to us and was like, hey, I heard you and Clayton were going out, like hanging out. And I thought you guys would want to hang out with me. So I came. And, we kind of just rolled our eyes and we're like, oh my God, fucking Church Boy. Are you fucking serious right now? Gave him an evil look, and he tried to play dumb, this fucking idiot dude, right? So, and she told me, I should just learn how to drive already. If I knew how to drive, we could do stuff alone, blah, 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 but I was young. I couldn't drive. So I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do, right? So we did some more bullshit flirting, as the best I could do since I was too nervous to do anything. Eventually, she even gave me my first blue balls at one point. Let me tell you, oh man, dude, after that, those first blue balls, dude, I didn't know what was going on, dude. Like, I didn't know if I had to go to the bathroom. I tried to bust. I was like, dude, something's wrong with my balls, dude. At one point, I literally like laid in the shower for like a half hour moaning like a beached whale. I was just like, dude, no release was good enough, dude. Code blue, man. I don't know how the fuck I survived, but yeah, dude, blue balls, dude, right? Oh my god. Anyway. Besides that, for stories of my beta-ness, you know, there's too many ones to include, but one big one is I actually bought this girl a necklace one time. I think it was for her birthday, right? It was a cheap one, but I still bought her a necklace, right? And she was telling me how she would wear it in class every day, and she let everyone know that I was the one that got her that necklace. But I was still too naive, even hearing that she was wearing this necklace, letting everyone know that I got it for her. I was too naive to do anything, and I had all these other girls just like groaning at me, like giving me an evil look, dude, right? Eventually summer was coming up, right? And you know, she told me she was actually leaving work for the summer, right? So I was basically just back alone by myself, kicking myself, you know, busting nuts on myself daily, thinking about what an idiot I was for never doing anything, right? So then magically, a few months later, it was the end of summer, right? It was like a movie moment, dude, right? I'm pushing carts, I'm thinking about video games, anime, maybe hentai, whatever it was, right? The sun was setting, a crimson background in the sky, a pastel glow shining down, right? And I saw her, dude. She was standing in the parking lot waiting for me. And she's like, Clayton, I'm working at Kroger again. And I was like, holy shit, yes, this is my opportunity, right? So we both ran off to the back of the store where you like punch in and out before you start your shift. And no joke, dude. We basically, I can visualize this too, dude. I can visualize how she looked, dude. We stood right there by where you punch in and punch out, right next to the break room, and we stared at each other for 15 minutes while other people from the break room were randomly like checking in to see what was going on, dude, right? 15 minutes we stared at each other and didn't say anything. And finally she was like, you know, Clayton, I actually do have to work today. And she turned around, she punched in for work, and then she left me. I stood there defeated, and one of the grandmas actually came out of the break room, and she came up to me and she put her hand on my shoulder and she was like, Clayton, it's okay if you're gay. You can just admit it. There's no shame. There's nothing wrong with being gay. And that's my beta story of the day. If you guys like that story, you know, you can like it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Maybe I'll tell some more funny stories another day.